welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Lynn Jarrett, who is here to give me an update from Third Mutual. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Are you surviving all this COVID stuff?
Oh, yes, as well as possible.
Good, good. Okay, well, we have lots of things to get through, so I'm just going to have you start off with giving us something about the resolutions.
All right, we have several resolutions, but I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. The alternate heat source policy resolution was passed. It went through its 28-day review, so then it became official yesterday. And the same way with the smoke-free building policy, which we're real happy that it got through. It's been like 4 years from the time that started with one building, and it went through the compliance and board policy and legal and everything. We're real happy with that. Another resolution is we have the approval of the modified temporary COVID policy rules, and that it was approved yesterday. And one resolution was put forward to introduce the guidelines for income requirement for guarantors, raising the amount of money they need to have to be a guarantor from, excuse me, $80,000 to $150,000, because the board felt that was a very small amount of money to become a guarantor. So the guarantors come in and want to be a guarantor for several units. So another note I want to say, that we did have a resolution for the board meetings, but we tabled that because we felt that some of us board members felt that really needed to be taken back to the committee. So that's what we did. And I'm proud to state that the MSC team is back to work, and I'm really happy that the rec room staff person is back to work, and he's doing all of the minor renovations that have been waiting on hold since the middle of March. It's a long time because we have 53 large rec rooms that need to be renovated. So he's on top of that. So that's it for the resolutions.
All right, perfect. Now you have a proposed landscape budget that you'd like to go over, and then there's several things that you want to talk about in regards to that, and we have photos of what you're talking about. So that's great that you were able to provide that. So go ahead.
Okay, on the landscape, the administration budget, I'll just go over the proposed landscape budget, and it doesn't include capital items like lawnmowers and that, because we are going to be getting some new lawnmowers. But we'll work with JRF and United to do that with our budget. This is more or less an operating budget. And so the landscape administration budget itself is over $336,000. The nursery and composting is $292,000. Grounds maintenance is $3,183,000. Irrigation is $1,060,000. Small equipment repair is $227,000. Pest control $316,000, and tree maintenance $843,000. That's a biggie. We got some biggies in there.
Yeah, that is a lot. The grounds maintenance is huge, but you have a lot of land, so that makes sense.
A lot of land, yeah, a lot of land.
Okay, so now if we go to the next one, we have landscape modernization.
Okay, I want to talk about the Gate 14, the cul-de-sac 408 project, the landscape modernization. What we did, we took out a 25,000 square foot area of turf and replaced it with drought-tolerant plants and made it into a little mini park. It's the only such area in all of Third that we have and that we've done that with. And it's just really been very, very popular with the residents, because we have the little paths, decomposed granite paths. We have a couple benches there, and the people are just loving it and wish that we had more of those. But we did get a $59,000 rebate from El Toro Water. So, and those rebates are not available for where we have recycled water. So in those places, we can't do the drought tolerant and expect to get a rebate. But we want to go towards modernization of the landscape, and we just have to budget for it as the years go on.
Well, that's great because it looks really good. And like you said, the residents really like it. So, I mean, that's
Uh-huh.
something nice for them to do. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And how about aeration?
Okay, aeration is wonderful. It's one of my favorite projects because it's really beneficial to the grass in the long term. This has never happened in the village. This is the first time we've done aeration. And aeration is where it takes the compacted soil with shallow and weak roots, and they dig down in with the prongs, and there are these machines that come in and do this, and they remove the core and they replace it with nutrients, water, and air. And it really, really is very wonderful. And this coming fall, there'll be fertilizing guts in the same areas. So in the springtime, we're going to see some beautiful grass.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And hopefully we'll get some rain and that'll help along too. So that'll be great.
Exactly.
Now you have some slopes that you tended to.
Yeah, the slopes are upwards of $1 million a year to maintain. They're really a large factor of our budget and our work. We have 119 acres to maintain as slopes. And we have the large slopes, we have the small slopes. The larger slopes are contracted out. The smaller slopes are done by staff. So it's dangerous work and it's a lot of work. And that's one of the reasons that they contract the work out rather than have our employees work on them. The slopes are always ongoing work.
Absolutely. And and the nice thing that you've done is you've cut back on fire hazards because you've done that, which is
right.
Great.
It's
So
really,
I know that you have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just going to say that Kurt Weeman, our landscape director, he's wonderful. Does a wonderful job. And he meets with the fire authorities every couple of weeks
Wonderful.
to keep on top of the fire areas. And they advise him what needs to be done in those areas. It's great.
That's excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Now, boy, you guys have a lot of species of trees here in, in Laguna Woods Village. So that's a huge maintenance in and of itself.
Right. It's very big. And we have over 12,000 trees, not including fruit trees. We have several thousand fruit trees. Trying to get rid of those due to a lot of mice and mouse problems.
Oh, sure.
And rat problems. But we have a lot of trees, and we have a wonderful contract going. And we contracted on a 5-year basis, basically. We averaged it out and on our budget. And we're cutting by species. We're trimming by species. Like palm trees only have to be done once a year. Other trees have to be, you can wait for, several years. So it depends on the species.
Okay.
A lot of work in the tree work.
Yeah, no kidding. But you know what? The trees provide lovely shade, so you have to keep up with those.
We have a lot of beautiful trees. A lot of beautiful trees.
Yes, and in fact, you have a walk. There's a little guide, a tree guide, where you can learn all about the different types of species.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Grounds maintenance. I think they all just came back to work, didn't they?
Well, no, the grounds maintenance crew never left.
That's
all
right.
of landscaping has been on because they're essential workers. If we let those people stay home and we kept them away, our landscape would go to pot and we'd never catch up.
That's true.
We have 83 shrub bed acres to maintain. That's an awful lot because our crew, we used to have in the neighborhood of 200 landscape employees. We're down to about 140 now. That's huge. That's a huge drop off. And we're doing edging by killing the grass around the edges of the water meters and the grassy areas with the sidewalks with something called glyphosate. And it took place of Roundup last year.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's working out great for us.
Okay, good. And then, so now the grounds, what is this tub grinder thing that you have?
Glad you asked. Oh, I love that tub grinder. The tub grinder is about a $750,000 budget item. So of course that's shared across the Third Mutual, the NGRF and United. Our old tub grinder was 20 years old, and it grinds everything up and makes a lot of mulch, and we use that mulch around all the plants. It's really important.
Well, that's a good recycling item.
Yeah, we really love that new tub grinder.
Well, I am so happy that you were able to share with us all this great information. And you sound like you're very excited about your projects.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. My favorite areas are aeration and landscaping or modernization, because we got to keep that up and get rid of the grass over a period of time. A lot of cities have already done that. In fact,
Yeah.
that's where we're headed.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It'll help cut down on the water. That's for sure.
Yes, exactly.
All
Exactly.
right, Lynn. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you, Lisa, for having me on. Have a
All
good
right. We'll talk to you again. Thanks.
day. Okay, bye-bye.
And we'll be right back after this.